Hey guys, my name is Mario. I'm going to be your host for this masterclass. And today I'm teaching you something that's very near and dear to my heart. And it's about how you can write a book and leverage that. So we're going to learn a lot in this masterclass. So I'm going to be teaching you about something I'm super excited to share because literally anyone can do this. And so take some notes, turn off all distractions. This is going to be amazing. And if you get nothing else from this class, I want you to know that you should have a book. If you're an expert, if you're an industry leader, if you're a coach, if you're a pastor, if you're a consultant, if you're a freelancer, if you just have knowledge on something, you should have a book. It establishes you as an authority, and then it opens up other opportunities. And we're going to talk about some of those opportunities that you can have when you have a book later on in this masterclass. And so it's an asset, and you can use it as leverage. And so today we're going to be learning how to write a book in 6 days without wasting a lot of time and a lot of money. And we'll teach a simple framework to help you write your book. Plus, I'm going to give you some tips to help you monetize your book. So the goal of this session today is to teach you a simple framework that's going to help you write the book, one, and then two, build a business around it. That's the only two things that what I'm teaching in this masterclass is aiming to do, is help you write the book and then leverage it to create a business around it. And most courses or tips on writing books, they only cover the book writing part of it. So they don't tell you what comes after. So I'm going to cover that, right? After you write a book, you have to be a marketer. You have to sell. You have to promote. There's a lot of things that they don't cover. And because writing the book is just the first step. So before we start, there are a few things I want to make sure that you're aware of. And I like to be transparent. So at the end of this presentation, there is going to be an offer. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to go deeper with me and to get your book done step by step, quick and easy. And so there's going to be an offer, but you're going to learn so much in this masterclass. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So make sure you take some notes. All right. Now, again, while we're here, I want you to get the most from what we're talking about. So I need you to block off all distractions, take the phone and turn it over, silence it, do whatever it is you got to do. But all the other distractions, we really need to remove all those distractions so you can focus and so you can learn. Now, in the next 50 to 60 minutes, you're going to learn my exact strategy on how to write a book fast, plus how you can monetize it without having to take 1 year or 2 years to write it. That's just nonsense. And in this class, I'll tell you why that's simply just not true. And what you're seeing on the screen here, these are all books that I've written, and none of them have taken me more than a few weeks to write. So we're also going to be covering the top 3 secrets about book writing that the industry doesn't want you to know, that they don't share. And I'm going to share with you my proven 6-day method to finish your book and to help you make sales, even if you've never written before. And I wanted to ask a question to you, and just type it in the chat or leave it in the comments. How many of you think it's hard to write and market a book? Comment and tell me which one is causing you the most pain. Is it writing the book? Is it organizing the book? Is it marketing and promoting the book? Just write it down in the comments which one you think is the most challenging for you. And the secrets that we're going to cover in this masterclass is, one, the myths about book writing, some of the things they don't tell you. And I'm also going to be covering, like, people always think that I don't have what it takes to write a book. I need these tools. I need all these things. And we're going to cover that. In secret number 2, I'm going to teach you how you can get your book done in 6 days, 7 max. And then in secret number 3, this is the butter right here. I'm going to teach you 5 ways to monetize your book and 10x your revenue with some of these opportunities that I'm going to lay out for you. Now, most people don't write a book. So the fact that you're here, you're already miles ahead of everyone else. But the people that do write a book, they usually sit on the book. They don't do anything else with it, or they don't know what to do with it. And so I'm going to show you 5 things that you can do with it by the end of this class so that you can maximize what you get from actually writing a book and having a book to use as leverage. Now, why should you listen to me? What makes me qualified to teach this to you? Well, I've written a lot of books. These are two of the ones that I've written. This was the first book. It's a relationship book. It was an utter failure. I mean, in that it didn't make a lot of sales, and I spent a lot of money on marketing and promoting. These are lessons, hard lessons that I learned. I'm gonna tell you about some of those. I'm gonna teach you what I learned so you don't make the same mistake. And then I've written 3 other business books. Those did a lot better. I was able to get those to market a lot faster with less mistakes because I got more reps in. So yeah, I've written a lot of books. I know how to get them on Amazon fast. And this process and framework that I'm going to teach you, it just works. And so it took me about 7 days to get this one up on Amazon. This one, I'm still writing this one, but I got about 98% of the book done. It took me about 5 days, and I wrote this one while I was still at my full-time job at the time. I was working somewhere else. And this just doesn't take as long as you might think that it takes. And I'm going to prove it to you. So I still have stuff to add. So I hadn't published this one yet, but it's about 98% ready. Now this one, I still have some things to put in it. I got this one done in about 3 days. The meat and potatoes of the book I got done in about 3 days. And then I realized, wait, there's more value that I want to add for you or for people like you who are going to be reading. So I'm going to go back in and add more stuff to it. Most of the time, the time that is spent on a book is really formatting and editing. It's not actually the writing of the book. So it's after you get done doing what you need to do and you send it off to an editor. And we'll talk about that. But writing it, though, about 3 to 4 days max. And I want you to remember that different editors take a different amount of time. My first book, this one, it took me 3 days to get back and edit from my editor, which is pretty fast. And that's it. And then I published it a few days later. I didn't even put this book on Amazon, but it is inside my membership just to create another stream of income for me. And again, we're going to cover how you can have extra streams of income, how you can leverage your book to create that. So this is the Book Writing Secrets playbook. I took a little bit out of the bigger book Writing Secrets, and just use that as a lead magnet. So you can use parts of your book as a lead magnet to get people into your business. So there's so many things you can do with a book. Now, here's a question that I want you to answer, okay? In the comments, in the chat. How long do you think it takes to write a real book? Real book. And I've asked this to so many people. So in the chat, I want you to write down what you think. Now, when I told people you can do this in 6 or 7 days, they thought I was crazy. And they said, how? We need all of these things, and you just simply don't need them. And maybe you're thinking that too. There's no way it can take 7 days to write a book. I'm going to show you. Now, I've heard people say anywhere from a year, 2 years, 9 months. No, guys, 6 to 7 days. Now, this is the thing that I have to say, because when you teach somebody something and it doesn't work for them right away, they'll say that, oh, this doesn't work for me. And so I cannot guarantee you that you'll be a millionaire from your books. In fact, none of my books have blown up. I'm not a bestseller, but I don't care about bestseller status. See, I care about helping people and getting leads, and by helping them, they pay me to help them. That's what I care about. So I don't care about being on the bestsellers list. And that's what I'm trying to do for you. Now, all of my books have not blown up like that, but you learn as you go. And now I can get a book done and out the door to market on Amazon. I can have a funnel built around it. I can monetize it in a record amount of time, and it's still good quality. So I cannot guarantee you that you'll be a millionaire or that you'll sell 1 million books or whatever it is, but I can show you how to first write your book and then leverage it to use it as an asset in forever. And you're not going to start out with a bunch of books, but eventually, once you learn this framework and you use it, you'll be able to spit them out just like that in a short amount of time, and it still be quality. So wouldn't it be nice to have a couple books working for you, just making a little residual income, right? Think about that for a second. Imagine if you had just one book working for you, making you passive income. Wouldn't that be awesome? Of course it would. It would be a no-brainer. I should write a book. I should write another one. But what would that be like for you? Imagine if you had multiple books making you multiple extra revenue streams, even if it's just a little bit, right? That starts to add up and compound over time. So what if it could get you paid speaking gigs, or invited on podcasts and guest posts. There's so many things you can do with a book, and we'll cover some of those things. And again, what if the book was just bringing you $100, $200 a week, or even $200 or $300 a month extra? That's $200 or $300 that you didn't have before. And so for me, that's, I don't know, you can take your family to a restaurant or buy a watch. I like watches. So, or even if you're behind on bills, if that's you, catching up on bills, or just throwing it in your savings, whatever you want to do, even if it's just a small residual income, wouldn't that help change your life? It would give you the motivation to know that, hey, I can do this again and make another revenue stream and increase my income. But anyway, I can't tell you that you'll sell this many copies, but I can tell you that you'll be better off having a book than not having a book. Imagine what your life would be like if one book really did like blow up, right? And you started to get speaking gigs and speaking engagements, and you started to be on guest podcasts and speaking at TED Talks, or maybe just using it as a segue to sell your high ticket coaching program or your online course, something like that. You could even use it as a lead magnet. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I would love that for all of you. So if you're ready to start and you're ready to learn these 3 secrets, type in the chat, I'm ready. All right, type in the comments, I'm ready. Let's get started. Now, some people may disagree with me, and I've said this before, but I think that everyone should have a book. If you're doing something long term, if you're passionate about something, if you have knowledge about something, you should have a book. So if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, a freelancer, if you're an aspiring author, a speaker, a pastor, a thought leader, an industry leader, you should have a book. And you can quickly create books and leverage them to make you money. So, question for you guys. First of all, we're going to talk about secret number 1, which is the myths about writing a book. How many of you have ever either said this to yourself or heard someone else say this? It takes a long time to write a book. It's hard to write a book. You need a lot of money. You need a team. You need agents. You need publishers. You don't need any of that. And I'm going to show you in this class that you don't need that. How many of you think you need an agent or a publisher? I mean, you can go that route if you want, but it's at this point, it's mostly just bragging rights to say that I have a publisher, I have an agent. But I'm telling you, you don't get that much profits from it. It's far more lucrative to own your own book, to write your own book, and then you can leverage it for other things too. So with this framework, this is gonna be easy. It's not gonna take a long time, and it's not gonna be hard to write it. It doesn't even take that much time either. Now, what you used to have to do to get a book out was you used to have to get an agent, and the agent would shop your book around to publishers, and then the agent would decide if the book was good enough to even show it to a publisher. If they thought your book was crap, they just take it and toss it, and then there goes your opportunity. And I don't ever like putting my work in the hands of one person who can make or break my future. There were gatekeepers there, and then the publishers would only go with people that were proven, right? So you don't need a lot of money, you don't need a lot of time, and I'm not sure if any of you remember this, but the music industry, I don't have my CDs here. I recorded music and still do for a long time. And back in the day, when you wanted to release a song, you would have to find what they call an A&R guy. An A&R person would be like the liaison, the representative for labels, and they would say, hey, we got this person, they make good music, you should consider them on your label so we can make some money, right? But if they didn't think you were good, your CD wouldn't get heard by the label. See, I'm old school. We talking about CDs, we do streaming now. Anyway, that is how it used to work. It was a lot of gatekeeping. And the same is in the book industry, where if you didn't have an agent, you didn't have a publisher, you wouldn't be considered somebody that they would want to take a chance on. And again, I hate one person having that much power over my work. So like who determines whether your work is good enough? It should be the people that are consuming the book, not one agent or one publisher. And that's how people used to validate their work back in the day. But here's the other thing I didn't like about the gatekeeping. Let's say you did get an agent and you did get a publisher and you finally got a book deal, but you didn't make the bestsellers list or the New York Times bestsellers or the Wall Street Journal bestseller list, or you didn't sell a ton of copies, good luck getting another book deal. And the other thing is, you might finish the book and it'll sit behind more known authors that were on the publisher's docket. So your book might not see the light of day for a year. Now, just think about that. You sit there, you take the time to write a book, you take a time to organize your thoughts, and then your book doesn't get published for a year. That doesn't sound like a fair deal to me. Anyway, that's how it used to be. They don't know you yet. You hadn't proved yourself yet. So it would be somebody like a Stephen King or J.R. Tolkien or something like that. They would publish those known authors first, and your book would get pushed to the back and then get released. But what are you doing in the meantime? How are you making any income from it? How are you leveraging it as an asset? And the answer was you weren't. I don't know what those guys were doing during the time when they were waiting for their book to be released. So it would be authors that had more tenure. But again, just think about that. What all that work and for it to sit on a shelf, because they determine when your book gets published. And I just simply don't like giving people that kind of power. And then here's the kicker, right? In whatever you do, whether you're writing a book or making music or selling a course, the biggest thing to get those noticed is the marketing and promotion. Now, the book publishers used to do a lot of the marketing and promoting. They don't do it at all these days. So even if you're a known author, so the work is still all on you, even when you have a publisher. I don't see the appeal of having a publisher if that's the case. I mean, isn't that what the publisher is supposed to be for? And so they don't do the legwork. It's all on you. So then what are they really helping you with? You get tiny profits. I think those deals are usually like the good authors get maybe 15%. And then they use that, like the Harry Potter, I forgot her name, the one who wrote Harry Potter. She's a billionaire now, but she was able to turn her books into movies. But that doesn't happen to everybody. So, yeah, publishers are. I'm not going to say they're useless. They have their place, but if you really want to get a book to market fast and you want to have the most leverage and the most creative control over it, traditional publishing is not what it used to be. So I'd rather get my coins than just to say I have an agent or publisher and be broke. So doing all the work and only getting a small amount of profits, that doesn't work for me. And if you're here, I don't think it will work for you either. But that's how the gatekeepers used to play it. So now with technology, you can even the playing field. And that's what gets me so excited, because with technology, you can create a business from what you have up here. And it doesn't take long to get this stuff out. And that's why I love this framework, because you can create an asset. You don't need permission. And I'm telling you, you don't need permission to write a book. So, I mean, that's not a good deal if you ask me, where you do most of the work and they get most of the money. That doesn't work. So does that sound fair to you? Of course not. Again, that's why I'm excited about this framework, and that you don't need those gatekeepers anymore, because now all you need is the internet, original content, and a couple of tools to help you get these things done. And I'm going to talk about what these tools are in a second to get your book published. But this is all you need. And most people think you need a publisher, think you need an agent to be published. You don't need that. Now, talking about this secret, we already covered the myths that it's not that hard to write a book. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't take a lot of money. But it only takes these 4 things for you to be an author, a published author. Professional editing, don't skip that. Professional book cover design, don't try to do that yourself. There's a strategy that I teach to make sure that your cover is stops people in their tracks and makes them want to click and buy. And then original content that you research to put together. You can use AI to help. It definitely speeds up the process, but people can tell when the book is completely AI, and you don't need to do that with this framework I'm teaching. It's very easy. You can use AI for the outline or for some bullet points or something like that, but you should be writing the book yourself. And when I say write, I don't necessarily mean grab a notepad, right, and start writing. That's not what I mean. But we'll talk about that. So in my new book that I'm almost done with, this is the first thing I talk about in the first secret, is that literally all you need is professional editing, a professional book cover, original content, and then to be put on a marketplace, whether that's your website or Etsy or Shopify or whatever you use. I don't know. I sell it on my own site. So, but as long as it's out there and people can consume it, you're an author with just these few things. Now, how do you find an editor? How do you make sure you're creating a book that, or a book cover that can be found and discovered? That's inside the Books from Scratch program I'll tell you about a little bit later. But these are the two tools that you need, right? Well, the two top things is editing and book cover design. And the two tools you can use to do that is one, Fiverr, right? You can do that with one tool. So you can do the book cover and the editing with Fiverr. And you can do so much more with Fiverr. All the book cover mock-ups that you've seen in this masterclass, I did all those through Fiverr. It cost me $5. So that's all I use these days is Fiverr and Canva, because I like Canva. It's a design tool. You can design book covers and infographics and worksheets and checklists and ebooks. Matter of fact, one of my ebooks that I made a video that's got about 23,000 views now about how to write an ebook. I made it all in Canva. I do all the slides in Canva. Everything is just done in Canva. You just need to be a creative, just a little bit creative. And they even have templates, so you don't even have to be creative. But like, you can write your book with just these two tools. Are you guys getting this? Are you seeing how easy it is with technology today? We'll cover the rest in the second secret. I'm gonna give you some secret sauce, but don't believe the myths about writing a book. It's not hard. Doesn't even take a lot of money. But for what you spend on Starbucks or eating out, you could get your book edited. You can get a book cover design. It's not that expensive, but you can create a book in Canva and even just upload it straight to Amazon KDP absolutely for free. Are y'all getting this? Do you see how easy this is to do? Now, again, Fiverr might cost a little bit of money, maybe $5 for a mock-up or some money for a book cover, but that's something that you can afford. Maybe stop watching or streaming some streaming services for 1 month and you'll have the money. I'm just saying. Anyway, make sure you're taking notes because this is going to go fast. All right. Secret number 2. All right. There are 10 steps to this framework, but then I'm going to break it down simple and easy how you can apply these 10 steps in 6 days. All right. Y'all ready? Here it is. All right. Number 1, brainstorm the main topic. Number 2, brainstorm 7 to 10 subtopics. So you got your main topic, you got your subtopics. 3, once you get the subtopics, you're going to take your phone, turn on a voice recorder, or if you have a voice recorder, turn it on. Subtopic 1, record everything you know on that subtopic, and you do that for all 10 subtopics. All right. Number 4, transcribe the recordings after you record them. You can do that in a number of ways. I personally like to sit there and put it at half speed and type it myself so that I can become intimate with what I'm writing in the book, so that when I teach it or when I sell it, I already know what's in the book. I don't have to refer back to a bunch of different things. But you can use a company like rev.com or arter.ai. Those automatically take audio and turn it into a transcript. They transcribe it. So after you transcribe the recordings, download the Kindle Create tool, and you can organize or design it in Canva and then put it on Amazon KDP. Now, I'll teach you how to do this in the Bookpreneur framework, which is all about Amazon stuff. It's one of the bonuses that I've got later that I'm going to tell you about, but it covers all that Amazon stuff. Number 6, proofread and edit. So you read over the whole book. I like to teach people to read it from the back to the front to make sure that it's congruent. So let's say, for instance, if you're talking about, I don't know, I'm thinking of this on the fly. Let's say you're a chef and you want to talk about a recipe, and you start off talking about the ingredients in the beginning of the book, but then when you get to the back, you're talking about something completely different. Maybe your mind trailed off or something. But if you read it from the back to the front, it should be congruent, right? So you proofread it, and then you get somebody to edit. Again, you can use Fiverr to do that, relatively inexpensive. 7, book cover design. Now, you can use Fiverr for this, or you can use somebody like 99 Designs. They're a bit more expensive, but you can have them bid on a cover. But I have a specific strategy that you can use to come up with a book cover that will sell. And you don't necessarily need that. You just need the strategy. And then you can hire somebody to implement the strategy and come up with your cover. So 9, I'm sorry, 8, book funnel strategy. So you come up with a book funnel, something that's going to help you sell your book. And if you don't know what a funnel is, then you definitely need to join the Books from Scratch program or the Books to Million coaching program, because once you write a book, you're no longer an author. You're also a marketer. You're also a business. You're an entrepreneur. You have to sell that book. You know, you have to get people to it. You have to market it. You have to promote it. So and you have to create a funnel for it. So a book funnel strategy. 9, an audio book. 10, create an online course or coaching program. That's it. Now, one main thing as far as finding an editor, there are some questions that you need to ask them and make sure they edit the type of book that you're writing. In this example, I'm talking about self-help. I'm not talking about novels or things like that. So, but here's the magic sauce, okay? You create a book funnel, you turn that book into other things. And then I'm gonna break that down in the next secret when I tell you about how to monetize your book. But are you starting to realize what all you can do with a book? So I can write a book, I can turn this into an audio book, that's another product. I can turn this into a course, that's another product. I can turn it into a coaching program where I teach the things out of this book, that's another product. That's another digital asset that you can use forever as long as you have this book. That's the magic sauce. So there's all sorts of strategies. We're going to touch on some of them in the next secret, but we have some specific ones that we teach you inside the Books from Scratch program. I'm going to tell you about that later. All right. So how do you take those 10 steps in a framework and get it done in 6 days? Now, for all of you guys talking about you don't have time or thinking that you don't have time, after this, you can't say that anymore. And if you have 3 to 5 minutes or even 10 minutes per day, you can do this. All right. Day 1, brainstorm topics and come up with your 7 to 10 subtopics on day 1. Day 2, voice record everything that you have on those subtopics. Turn on the voice recorder, record everything. Day 3, get it transcribed. You can transcribe it yourself, or you can send it off to a company like rev.com or otter.ai to get them to transcribe it and give it back to you. Then you send it off to an editor. And also on day 3, you download the Kindle Create tool, because we'll use that later to upload our manuscript into Amazon KDP. Day 4, get an editor. You can have them look over, have them proofread it, have them edit it, and you copy and paste that into Kindle Create, into the Kindle Create tool. On day 5, you get somebody on Fiverr to do your cover artwork. Again, there's a strategy that I teach on how you can find a cover that you know is going to sell. All right, simple strategy. And then day 6, upload that edited manuscript to Amazon KDP, or you can sell it yourself. But setting up the funnel to set it up for yourself takes a little bit more time. But if you have a few minutes a day, you can do this stuff. And so if you want to have more time, stop scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or watching funny videos on TikTok and do this instead. And I've got a strategy that I teach about. It's how to do the artwork. It's basically an Amazon strategy. You go to Amazon and you find one of the books in your genre or your niche, and then you just model it. But then there's a specific strategy for titles and subtitles too, because the cover of your book is like a thumbnail on a YouTube video. That's what's going to get them in the door. First, the thumbnail and then the title, right? It's the same thing with your book, the cover and then the title and subtitle. That's going to want to get them to read the description and then and then buy the book. That all works together. So one of the bonuses I have is called the Bookpreneur Framework, and I'm going to tell you all about that. But I go over all the Amazon KDP stuff directly, descriptions, how to write the cover, how to enter all the stuff in there step by step so it doesn't have to be hard for you. So if you got a few minutes a day, you can write a book. Is this clicking for y'all? I hope this is clicking for y'all, because it's not hard like it used to be with all the technology today. Now, we've just covered and how you can write a book in about 6 or 7 days. I gave you the framework, and then I gave you how you can do it in a few days. So now you know it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that much money, and you know that you can do it because I've given you the steps. If you're an expert or you have some knowledge, you should put it in a book so that you can leverage it, right? to bring you more opportunities. And that's what this next secret is going to be about. This is the secret sauce. You guys want to stay for this. So I'm going to teach you 5 ways to monetize your book and a 10 extra revenue. You might have heard Russell Brunson talk about this, but I see it all over the internet. You offer a free book and then you offer them other stuff, upsells after that. If you don't know what upsells are, again, you need to join the Books from Scratch, either the Books to Millions coaching program or the Books to Scratch course, because it's going to teach you this stuff about how to build a funnel and how to upsell these kinds of things, because you want to make money from your book, right? So it's going to establish you as an authority, but you have to do something with it. So we teach that in the Bookpreneur framework as a bonus inside that. So one, a free plus shipping offer. You tell them, hey, you can get the book for free, just pay shipping. And then you upsell them on the back end of that to another product. Maybe it could be a course or a coaching program or something like that. 2, you create an audio book. That can be an upsell, all right? So you can bundle the 2. Hey, I have the book and the audio book. You can get those both for, I don't know, you price it wherever you want, $17 or something. Plus there's a training video where you just teach out of the book. I'm giving you an idea. It's kind of what I do. And then 3, you can create an online course around the book. So those are 3 things you could do. Write the book. You say, hey, you can get the book free plus shipping offer. All you got to do is pay shipping. And then you can create an audio book. That can be another digital asset you can sell, create an online course. That's 3 ways, right? 3 ways that you can make money from your book. And as far as creating an audio book, you might think that's hard. There are instructions on how you can do this. And the people who control this, Audible, is a company called ACX. And guess who owns ACX? Amazon, my friend, Amazon. So having an ebook, a physical book, and an audio book, that's a trifecta. 3 ways you can monetize your book, all from one asset, and you can bundle them also and charge more money. As far as the online course, look, I'm giving you the keys here. All you have to do is this. If your book has 5 chapters, right? Then you take chapter 1, it will be module 1 in the course. Chapter 2 will be module 2, and so forth and so on. It's that easy. If you have a coaching program, right? You got 5 chapters in the book. Well, 5-week coaching program. This is just an example. Week 1 will be chapter 1 out of the book. You teach everything on that in a more intimate setting where they get access to you every day. You can like Zoom calls or something like that. But all this from one asset. So and we also talk about this in the Bookpreneur framework and the Books from Scratch course. And you can use these in a book funnel as upsells or however you want to, like the bundle them or something else. Let's talk about 2 other ways. 4, you can present a coaching. I just told you about this, a coaching or coaching course based on your expertise that you've written about in the book. So let's say if chapter 1 is about marketing, right? In the first week, you can jump on a Zoom call for an hour or 2 and talk about marketing. In the second week, maybe the second chapter is about marketing, right? Sales. So you jump in there the second week and you talk about sales, but they get access to you and you give them direct feedback on whatever it is that your book covers. All right. So, and the 5th thing is a membership or continuity program based on your expertise. So let's say if this is just an idea, if this book has 5 chapters, you can start a membership where you can say, hey, go through my 5-month membership. It's a recurring, or you can even stretch it out to like 10 months or a year or something. Like structure it to where you teach the contents of this book like deep dive over a 12-month period, right? And you can say, I got a membership, it's $45 a month. You can join that. It'll teach you this. And every month, this is what we do. And we take you step by step. These are just ideas. So I've given you 5 ways you can monetize now, all from one asset. This gets me so excited because people can literally come up with a digital asset and do so many things with it. You can use the book as an addition to a membership or coaching program as a bonus. This can also be a part of your value ladder. And I talk about this inside this book, actually, which comes with the Books from Scratch program or the Books to Millions coaching program. But you might have heard of something called a tripwire. If you hadn't, it's a low ticket offer that, $5, $7 that just get people to buy from you, right? It's a low commitment from them, but they buy a product from you and you use that as an entry into larger, more higher priced items in your value ladder. And it talks about a value ladder in here too. You'll get that uh, when you join this program. And so I was just talking about this. I talk about how to use your book to build a business around it. I teach value ladder inside this book, and you'll get this as a bonus inside the course. I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to win with your book. Don't worry, I'll tell you about it in a second. So, but I want to ask you some questions though. First of all, are you getting this? Is this making sense to you? Because this is what gets me so excited, because once you have it, once you've written this book, you have an asset, you only got to write it one time. You can figure out the rest later. Let's just say if you don't even have any ideas, if you never took this masterclass and you didn't have the 5 ways I just gave you to monetize, you could literally write it and like, okay, now what do I want to do with it? And you can sit there and come up with a game plan. But at least you have an asset to use as leverage forever. You guys get that? So do you see how your book can be a reality with the steps that we've laid out here and the ideas that I've given you here? And here's what we've learned so far. All right. 1, it doesn't take a lot of money or time to write a book. 2, I've given you the framework and how to get a book done in 6 days in secret number 2. And then in secret number 3, I told you how you can make multiple revenue streams from all one asset, your book. Now, we drilled down inside the Books from Scratch course on exactly how to do this, because I've told you the what, the when, and the why, but the how, we'll get a little tactical with that on how you can do these things. But let me ask you a question. Is it cool if I spend a few minutes talking about how it can help you do this step by step, easy? Because there are a lot of moving parts when you're talking about writing a book, and I want to get you started the right way. Now, I already told you earlier that I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a step further with me. So, but before we do that, I'm going to cover that. But before we do that, I want you to think about something from all the things that we've already talked about. If you could become a published author in record time, would it be worth it? If you could create an asset that you can sell forever and that you can monetize forever, would it be worth it? I want you to think about the answer to these questions. Matter of fact, I want you to put in the comment or the chat, would it be worth it if you could create an asset that you can sell and monetize forever? And if you could write a book just to hold it in your hand to say that, hey, I did this, I accomplished this, would it be worth it? Type worth it in the comments. All right. If you could get one paid speaking gig, one, because if you got one paid speaking gig, you know you can get others and you know you're onto something, right? If you could get one paid speaking gig, or maybe you got media opportunities like being interviewed on podcasts or having a TED Talk or something, would that be worth it if you could use your book to do this? Put it in the comments. Now, man, I'm so excited. The real reason that most people stay stuck is not because they can't figure it out. I mean, it's because they don't do the work and some of the things, the steps they may not know. But I think every entrepreneur or expert should write a book. But people make excuses. And every single secret that we just talked about in this masterclass just shows you how easy it is. And people just don't take action. So I don't have enough time to go over everything that you would need to write a best-selling book or just to get a book out. There's so many moving parts. And even if I had a week, I could probably teach you the basic concepts, but I still would just be scratching the surface. So, I mean, you've got a pretty good start with this masterclass, and I could talk for hours just on leveraging the book for different opportunities, just on that alone. So it would be, since there's so many things, it would be a disservice for me not to give you an opportunity to show you how I can help you fill in those gaps and walk with you to show you how I can help you get your book written. And again, every single secret that we just talked about should have broken those beliefs that you may have had. I need a lot of time. I need a lot of money. Hopefully I've shown you that you don't need that. And if you've ever tried to piece together random YouTube videos about something, because that's my go-to, I stay on YouTube. If I don't know how to do something, before I pay somebody, I go there and a lot of times I end up spending a lot of hours whenever I have just paid for a course, I do get the shortcuts or when I, got somebody to coach me, I get the shortcuts. But bouncing between different webinars and going between all these different YouTube videos, downloading checklists that I don't use or forget about, um, it ends up making you feel frustrated and overwhelmed, not knowing what to do next, or just getting so much information. So this next step is for you. Or maybe you just discovered that you have a deeper calling and a deeper passion and you want to write about it, but you've got to take some action at some point, or that dream is not going to come to fruition. And so God said that faith without works is dead. That means you have to put in some work, and then he'll sprinkle a little his magic sauce on there, and then you can get it done, and he'll increase that thing to height that you probably never have imagined. But I'm gonna make this super easy for you. So we all know that it would be worth it if you could just do those few things: get a speaking gig, get a TED talk, be invited on guest podcasts, be established as an authority, be looked at as an expert. We know that it would be worth it just all from having a book. It says something about you. So now here's the question: do you want to write a book that sells your brand, that boosts your income, and that makes you the go-to expert? If you're here, I'm assuming that you do. And so this is how you can take a step in that direction in an easy and simple way. Now, for those of you who want the fastest path to success, I offer a high-level coaching program, coaching experience where I work with you personally over a 12-week period. So we meet for 2 hours each week, and I walk you through everything: strategy, action steps, real-time feedback, marketing, sales, all of that. And it's $5,000 because it's built to save you months, no, really years of trial and error. Because if you don't know how to do something like, especially something like writing a book and marketing it, it could take you years to figure this out. So it's a shortcut to all the mistakes that you would normally make because just you don't know what you don't know. And so if you listen to a lot of the best-selling authors, they'll say something like, oh, it took me a year to write this book, or it took me 2 years to write this book. And it just simply doesn't take that long. And I've showed you how already in this masterclass, and not with this system that I teach. So we'll walk you through 12 weeks of this. And not only will you have a book, but you'll also know what to do with it afterwards, how to leverage it after you're done. And in this program, we don't just take anyone. You have to apply to join this program to see if you're a fit. And we do have another option. I'm going to tell you about that option later. But right now, we have a wait list going on. I'll drop the link to that in a second. But we only take 5 to 10 people at a time into the program, so you can have guided, focused coaching for your book. And once you fill out the application, it's just a few questions. Then you'll set up a time that works, and we'll jump on a call so we can talk about the direction you want to go going forward and how we can help you, or if we can even help you, because we might not be a fit. The other program that I'm going to talk about might be a better fit for you. But if you want that hands-on, if you want that direct feedback, then the coaching program is going to be the best option for you. So again, we do 12 weeks of coaching, 2 hours live on me. You get a copy of all the recordings in what I call the student success dashboard. That's where I put all of the recordings after we have them, so you have access to them maybe throughout the week if you need to refer back to them. That's something that we do for all the people that are enrolled in our coaching program. So I also know that not everybody needs that weekly coaching, that hand holding. And I'm kind of like that. I'd rather just get a course and go at my own speed, because I don't want to wait a week. But like sales and marketing, that's something that I really want to get better at. That is something that I'm actually doing coaching for. So I would do coaching like with the hands on hand. But not everybody needs weekly coaching, and I understand that. Some people prefer to learn at their own pace, and you still deserve a clear roadmap to success. So I do happen to believe that is the best option, that weekly coaching with a person. That's what I've seen the best results for with my students, if you really want to speed up your results. But maybe you're somebody that likes learning independently, or you like to go at your own pace, and you're a do-it-yourself kind of person. And if that's you, the Books from Scratch course is better suited for you. Now, listen, I know you're capable of anything. I've seen people do some incredible things and that they never thought that they would be able to do. So the books from scratch course is just the vehicle that's going to help you get there. You're the secret sauce. You're the one that has all the magic. So we just put you in a vehicle and help you drive the magic to where you want it to go. And together we'll create an asset that can work for you forever. So we'll help you write it in half the time and half the effort with the same system that we use with our 5K clients. And then we help you with what comes after, and that's building a business around it. So it's the same thing I teach in the Books to Millions coaching program. There's just way more guided coaching in that program. And this is more of a do-it-yourself kind of thing. So if this is something that you want to jump in, get started right now, then you can dive in to some of the deeper content later. Then this is where you would start. So if you don't have any ideas, if you don't have any experience, that's not a problem. We can help you go from blank page to published author. And also, there's a quick start module, so it doesn't take a lot of time to get started. And the quick start module comes with a little workbook that we have some videos, some quick start videos and a workbook that you can just get started, boom, knock it out. And then it'll get you like a quick starter, and then you can come back to the other content so you can take a deeper look at the other things that you need if you just want to, get fast track your success, so to speak. So I don't make any of the videos in the course super long, just what you need, then it's implementation. As a matter of fact, there's the first module is called Book Writing 101 Quick Start. It's 3 videos there, and it's about 10 minutes total. 10 minutes with all 3 videos, about 10 minutes together. So you have a really good idea and some steps to start. We'll give you some great tools to use to help fast track your success. Now, in module 2, this is the meat and potatoes of your book. We go over how to nail down your topic and how to organize all the content. We talk about niches, right? Well, how to pick your niche, the one that you're most confident in talking about. Because if you're like me, I'm a creative. I have a ton of ideas. So it was hard for me at the beginning to pick just one thing. So we'll help you get that nailed down. I include some quick worksheets so you can track your progress and make sure that we're keeping you focused on the task so that you finish. People often have a ton of ideas that they want to pursue, and that's okay. But we help you sift through all of that so that you can find the topic that's going to work best for you and help you nail that topic down. Now, when I said that we can help you get it done fast, I wasn't kidding. With those 3 lessons, it's literally 6 minutes, 6 minutes. And that's less than the commercials that run on your favorite show when you're watching something on Netflix or Hulu or something. So anybody can do this. And I literally timed each video, okay? So 6 minutes on all together. And then the rest is just action worksheets so you can start rapidly implementing the stuff that we teach inside. Now, the most important part that's going to make your book a success or not is in module 3, right? It's the editing process. Well, that's not the number one thing. It is one of the things that you can't skip, which is editing. But in this module, we cover proofreading, editing, and releasing the book, like book launching. So how and where to find an editor, how to craft a great title, book promotion ideas, a marketing overview. And remember earlier in this training, and one of the secrets, we talked about the only few things that you need to become a published author, right? Remember those 4 things: professional editing, a professional cover, original content, and then to put it on a marketplace to sell like Amazon or your website. And this module is the longest in the course, 18 minutes long, the entire module. And the shortest video in this module is 56 seconds. Now, I don't believe, one of the things that you can never get back is time, and I don't believe in wasting people's time. So I only put what you need in the videos. Now, I know that sounds bananas, 56 seconds, but you still get value out of it, and then you still have an actionable item. But anybody can look at a 56-second video and then follow some steps in the guide, right? You can do that. So that's how fast and easy this is. Anyone can do it. The longest video is 4 minutes and 47 seconds long. I do not believe in confusing people by putting out a lot of things that you don't need. Straight tactics and then implementation. I give you the sauce and I let you go cook. So I want you to understand that this is possible for you, and it's a lot easier than you think. And that's one reason why I'm even doing this class, because people just think it's hard. And so here's another question you got to think about, though, right? When you release the book, how will people know you exist? So In module 4, we talk about publishing and marketing strategy. There's one video there. I might add some stuff to it, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. How to publish and a marketing strategy. I haven't done the math, but we said roughly around 10 minutes in the first module or 6 minutes or something like that in the second module, 18 minutes in the third module, and a little bit over 7 minutes in this module. Again, I timed them all because I want you to get this, okay? That's less than 45 minutes. Just think about that for a second. It takes less time to take this course and learn how to build an asset that you can use and leverage forever than it does for you to watch one Netflix show. Most Netflix shows are longer than 45 minutes or just around about that time. So it takes less time than if you would run to Starbucks and go get a coffee or something, or go to the store and get some snacks. Less time than going to the store to grocery shop. Takes me hours to grocery shop. I don't know about you. Less money than it would take you buying all that coffee, going grocery shopping one time, all your streaming services for 1 month, and going out to eat maybe 2 or 3 times. That you can have an asset that you can build forever with that small of an investment. All to build an asset that can make you money forever, that can get you leads forever, that can build you up as an authority, that can get you possible speaking gigs, that can get you on podcasts. And you can build a business from this. Take that book and turn it into something else. Turn it into a course. Turn it into a high-ticket coaching program based on your expertise. This is a no-brainer. If I had never sat down before I did this class and just broke it all down like that, and like with how many minutes it takes, but I mean, you're being given the keys here, and in 45 minutes you can have an asset for forever that you can leverage. And it's just for you to take the keys and drive this thing wherever you want it to go. And this ain't about me. This is all about you. It's for you to have an asset. I have 4 books. I have my books here. So this is for you to get an asset. And I'm creating more assets, but I want you to win. I want you to create assets so that you can change your life. And I want you to have the same experiences that I had. I want you to be blessed like God has blessed me. And that's why I'm sharing all this. It doesn't matter that this book flopped. When I got this book out of the mail and I held this book in my hands, like, I'm like, wow, this is something that I actually did. And I never thought that I was capable of it. And this is what inspires me to do these kind of things, because if I'm capable of it, I know you can do it too. It's not that hard. We've talked about it already. So even if it was just for you to hold that book in your hand and to know that you have accomplished something that few other people have, that alone would be worth it. Sorry, I got a little carried away with that last one. And I don't leave you hanging either. You get 2 30-minute coaching calls. I'm sorry, I just get excited because it's just so easy today. But so, question, what are you going to do in the next few days? Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to do something that could change your life? And I've heard a lot about people buying courses and then the course creator just skips on them, or they just abandon them, don't help them, they don't have support. I'm not going to be like that. So that means you get access to me or somebody from my team to help you figure out what's going to work best for you and where you want to go. I generally like to jump on each of these calls with the people myself. I like to get to know them personally. But this is where you get some clarity, a path forward, or even other ideas that you can use. And we do this with you. And I forgot to mention, I have a Facebook community just so you can ask questions and hang out with other awesome folks and other like-minded people who have decided to make a decision to change their lives. So I'm going to be jumping in there to drop the link when we do Zoom calls. We do bi-weekly Zoom calls, I think. And then I post the Zoom recordings in there after we're done bi-weekly. So after your 30-minute coaching calls, we'll be doing bi-weekly calls where I jump in there and answer questions and see how we can help move you forward. So here's just a recap so you can understand that in 45 minutes, you can literally create an asset that you can use forever and that you can leverage into multiple different revenue streams. Okay. And this is just where we're at so far. All right. So you get the Books from Scratch course, 2 30-minute coaching calls. You get the Bookpreneur framework, which I've talked about here. I'll mention it on the next slide, but it covers all things about Amazon and all kinds of other things that will help you. Access to the Books from Scratch Facebook community, where you can connect with other like-minded individuals. And I jump in there to answer questions, and I leave Zoom recordings in there when we do like bi-weekly sessions or something like that. You get this book, The Blueprint to Building Your Online Empire, but you get the most updated version. This is an older version. I've updated it since then, and it's got more things in there, more tactics that you can use. You get this masterclass so that you can refer back to it. And the purpose of doing that is so you can look at this slide deck and the way I presented that. And when you write your book, you can make a similar presentation and just kind of hack what I'm doing here. So I include this too, also just so you can refer back to it if there's anything in here I said that you want to go back to. And then a complete breakdown of the funnel I use to get you here and what I use to sell these products. So again, less than 45 minutes, it'll take you to just consume the content, not hours, not even an hour. And then all this bonus stuff, because I actually want you to be successful. I told you about, I've been mentioning the Bookpreneur framework, but this framework includes publishing and formatting in Amazon KDP. So if you've been having trouble figuring out how to get it on Amazon, excuse me, whether that's an ebook or a paperback, we cover that and a whole lot more. It's a perfect companion to the Books from Scratch course or the Books to Million coaching program. And I used to charge for this course separately, but I'm just going to throw it in there and add it in as a bonus. And I told you about the Facebook community. This is also where you get access to me. I answer questions from stuff in the course or frequently asked questions that people are trying to figure out. So I jump on live trainings, or I just post trainings in there from questions that you guys have asked me. And both the people who join the Books to Millions coaching program and those who decide to enroll in Books from Scratch get access to this. But the people who join the 12-week coaching program, Books to Millions, we jump on 2-hour weekly coaching calls, and they get those calls put on their student success dashboard, and those are not accessible to the community. That's only exclusively for the Books to Millions coaching program members. So that doesn't go in this community. That's exclusively for them. But any other bi-weekly calls that we do, or when I'm answering questions, those go in the community. And then you guys can bounce ideas off of each other and talk about your experiences. I did almost forget that we have a money back guarantee. It's a 15-day money back guarantee if you do the work, because we have some activities that you do with some checklists. If you do the work, you show that you tried to implement some of the steps, right? Like you filled out some of the worksheets and you feel this course isn't a fit, we'll give you your money back. Because I want two things for you. One, I want you to get results, period. And two, I want you to feel that you got your money's worth. I don't like forcing people to do things that they don't want to do. So I'm confident this program can help you. But if you feel like it's not a fit, we have a 15-day money back guaranteed. So again, you get the Books from Scratch premium course, you get 2 30-minute coaching calls with me. And then after that, I jump in there with bi-weekly calls just to help make sure we're pushing you, progressing you forward with your book writing efforts and with your book marketing efforts to turn them into other things. You get the Bookpreneur framework, get access to the community. You get the Book Writing Secrets playbook. I didn't talk about that. So that was an extra thing I'm gonna throw in there. You get this book that teaches you how to create a value ladder using your book as a tripwire, and then to turn it and build it into other things and build a complete business infrastructure around that. So you get this masterclass included in there. And then I'm going to break down my Books from Scratch funnel and how you can get people to your book and that kind of thing, so you can sell them other products. And then again, less than 45 minutes it'll take you to just consume the content. So, and all this bonus stuff, because I just really want you to be successful. Now, both paths can get you there. If you want personal feedback and you want fast results, then Books to Millions coaching program is probably the best fit for you. No, it's not probably. It is the best fit for you. If you're a self-starter who just needs the plan and then you can take the plan and implement it yourself, then Books from Scratch is going to be perfect for you. Either way, you're going to have everything that you need to build a business that you want. And I'm going to drop the links to both of those either in the chat or the comments or something, or it'll be under the video. I don't know. At the time I'm recording this, I don't know where it's going to be, but I'll drop the link. Now, I want you to remember that the link to the Books to Millions program is going to be an application. And then you set up a call so we can see if you're a good fit and we can see if we're a good fit for you. And I'm only taking 5 to 10 people in that program. It's on a first come, first serve basis. I want to make sure that I'm giving you every shortcut, every tool that I can to make sure that you move faster, smarter, and with a whole lot less stress. So these bonuses are only available if you take action during this masterclass. After we wrap up, these won't be available. And I want you to remember something important. You're not buying courses and you're not buying coaching, okay? What you're buying is the ability for you to have an asset and monetize it forever and create a better life for yourself. And you're also stepping into a proven system that can take you from a desire or ideal or passion to actually having an asset that you can actually hold in your hands and do something with. And it can open all sorts of doors and completely change your life. So, yeah, 2 paths. You guys pick which one is the best for you. And I'm going to drop the link down there. It has been my pleasure and honor to serve you. I can't wait to see you in either the Books from Scratch program or the Books to Millions program. Take care, peace and blessings, and I will talk to you soon. All right, where's the stop sharing button?